Hi students, friends, good afternoon to all once again. So in the morning session, we just started this point variation of viscosity with temperature. So let us discuss this point and then move ahead. So in the morning lecture, I have told you that the reason or the cause of viscosity in case of liquids and in case of gases is different, and because of this reason the variation of viscosity with temperature will be different in case of liquids and in case of gases. Okay, दोन्हीमध्ये हे वेगळ्या प्रकारचं व्हेरिएशन त्या ठिकाणी असेल. Okay, so what is the main cause of the viscosity in case of liquids and what is the main cause for the viscosity in case of gases? That first of all we should know. So in case of liquids, we have discussed in the morning lecture that cohesive force is the main force which is responsible for the viscosity. What is viscosity? It is the resistance offered to the flow or the movement of one layer to the another layer, okay, over the another layer. So that resistance in case of gases, it is not because of this cohesive force, because in case of gases the molecules are uh, spaced apart, they are not close to each other, and they cannot impose the cohesive force on the adjacent fluid particles or gaseous particles. Then how this resistance is offered in case of gases? Okay, resistance to the flow of gas, how it is offered? So that resistance is created or it is offered by the molecular moment transfer. This mechanism is there in case of the gases, and because of this molecular momentum transfer the viscosity will be there in case of gases, or there will be a resistance to the flow of one moment to the flow of the uh, gaseous molecules. Okay, and what is this molecular momentum transfer? Suppose, see there, if there is a one container, see here, and if it contains the gaseous molecules, okay, which are spaced like this. So these gaseous molecules, they randomly move from one place to the another place. They are not stable. Okay, they possess some kinetic energy, they possess some momentum, and they move from one place to the another place. And meanwhile, they collide on each other. Okay, some fluid particle they make impart or they transfer the momentum from one molecule to the another molecule. Suppose one molecule is moving in this direction, and suppose another molecule is there, and if this molecule collides on this molecule, then this molecule it will transfer its momentum. What is momentum? Momentum is nothing but it is mass into velocity, right? It will impart some momentum, it will transfer some momentum, and because of that its momentum it will change. Okay, and this molecule again it will strike some to some another molecule. So like that they go on colliding on each other, right? Suppose if I heat this container, okay, ह्या container ला मी काय केलं, heat केलं. So what will happen? These molecules, gaseous molecule, they will absorb the heat energy and they will start to move in more speed, more velocity. Their speed will increase. Okay, their collision will increase, right? And suppose, and because of this collision, what is going to happen? The resistance to the moment, it is going to increase. Resistance to the motion, it will increase. How it will happen? That I will discuss you afterwards. Before that, let us discuss the variation of viscosity of the liquid with temperature, and then we will see the variation of viscosity of this gases, uh, viscosity of gases with the temperature. Now, in case of liquids, you might have seen in the winter season coconut oil that we use at our home. Coconut oil. Okay, coconut oil generally it is liquid in the nature. Okay, it is in the liquid form. Okay, and when we put that coconut oil on the table, that liquid oil it will flow easily. Means it is having less viscosity. Okay, that is it is having less resistance to the flow. But the same coconut oil in the winter season, okay, when temperature drop drastically in the winter, at that time what happens? This coconut oil become somewhat solidified. right? It becomes somewhat semi-gel type or semi-solid type oil. And when we put that oil on the surface of table, whether it will move easily or not. Are you getting my what I'm saying?
Not.
Yes.
Do not move easily.
It will not move, right? Means its viscosity will increase. Okay, don't worry. I will explain this once again in Marathi. Okay. Viscosity will increase. Now see here, what is happening? So when temperature decreases, temperature ज्यावेळेस drop होतं. Now here I will write here liquids and here gas. Here temperature. This is the table I have prepared here. And here we are going to show the relation between this. Temperature decreases and temperature increases. What will happen when the temperature increases and what will happen when temperature decreases? Now we are talking about when temperature decreases, what will happen to the viscosity of liquids? Now that we are observing here. ज्यावेळेस temperature कमी होतं, when the temperature drops, this oil becomes solidified. Similarly, in case of water, when the temperature reduces below 0 degrees Celsius, it will get converted into the ice. So it will become. So broadband connection has lost here. Yes, I was. So we are discussing here about the relationship of the viscosity with temperature for the liquids and gases. Okay, so here you can write viscosity. So when temperature decreases and when temperature increases, how is the relationship? Right. So we have discussed that coconut oil becomes solidified and it will not move easily, means its viscosity has increased. So with decrease in temperature, viscosity of the liquids increases. And when we heat that oil, त्यावेळेस काय होतं त्याची viscosity, it will become liquefied and it will easily flow, means viscosity it has decreased. Okay, so with increase in temperature, viscosity it will go on decreasing. Okay, so I will explain in Marathi. ज्यावेळेस आपण कोकोनट ऑइल आपलं जे डोक्याला लावायचं तेल वगैरे आहे ते आपण तेल थंडीमध्ये काय होतं ते तेल आळून बसतं, बरोबर आहे. थंडीमध्ये टेम्परेचर काय होतं कमी झालेलं असतं, राईट. टेम्परेचर कमी होतं, बट हे तेल जे आहे ते तेल काय होतं त्या ठिकाणी घट्ट होतं, आळून बसतं आणि ते आपल्याला फ्लो होत नाही इझिली. आपण जर टेबलवरती वगैरे ठेवलं तर ते ऑइल जे आहे ते फ्लो होत नाही, बिकॉज इट हॅज बिकम सेमी सॉलिड और सॉलिड टाइप ऑफ थिंग. It means that its viscosity it has increased. Viscosity म्हणजे काय? It is the resistance to the flow. आता हे फ्लो होत नाही म्हणजे त्याची viscosity या ठिकाणी वाढलेली. So with decrease in temperature, viscosity it has increased. What happens when we heat that oil? ज्यावेळेस आपण त्याला गरम करतो तेल, त्यानंतर ते काय होतं तेल परत लिक्विडिफाईड होतं आणि ज्यावेळेस आपण ते टेबलवरती वगैरे एखाद्या सर्फेसवरती ठेवतो त्यावेळेस ते फ्लो व्हायला चालू होतं. म्हणजे त्यावेळेस काय झाले मग विस्कॉसिटी कमी झाली. फ्लो होते म्हणजे विस्कॉसिटी रेजिस्टन्स कमी झाला म्हणजेच विस्कॉसिटी कमी झाली. सो विथ इन्क्रीज इन टेम्परेचर its viscosity will decrease. Okay, so this happens with in case of liquids. Now what will happen in case of the gases that we will discuss now? Suppose just before few minutes I have told you about the molecules. Okay, in case of gases, the viscosity it is nothing but it is viscosity or the resistance to the flow. It is because of the molecular momentum transfer. Okay, suppose this is a pipe and gas is flowing through this pipe. Okay, for example, LPG gas, liquefied petroleum gas or natural gas, it is flowing through this particular uh, pipe. Now these fluid particles, they are away from each other and they are randomly moving from one place to the another place and they are colliding with each other randomly. Okay, when we heat this pipe, at that time what is going to happen? Now these fluid particles, they are moving, these gaseous particle, they are moving in this direction because of the pressure difference. But when we heat this pipe, at that time the fluid particles or gaseous particles which are present inside the pipe, they will absorb the energy. Okay, ते काय करतील या ठिकाणी? Energy absorb करतील, and because of that the momentum of that fluid particles or the gaseous particle, it will increase, and they will start they will collide on each other with great velocity. त्यांची velocity पण वाढेल, त्याचं collision वाढेल, and they will collide on each other. This fluid particle will collide with this particle will collide with this particle. मग हे collision ज्यावेळेस वाढेल, so randomness या ठिकाणी वाढलेला आहे. Because of that the velocity which is in this direction, it is going to get reduced. Okay, जी velocity होती ती velocity या ठिकाणी काय होईल, या ठिकाणी रिड्यूस होईल. वेलॉसिटी कमी झाली म्हणजेच कशामुळे कमी झाली? बिकॉज या ठिकाणी मोलिक्युलर ट्रान्सफर या ठिकाणी वाढलं, मोलिक्युलर मोमेंटम ट्रान्सफर वाढलं, म्हणजेच काय, रेजिस्टन्स वाढला, बरोबर आहे. अँड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस रेजिस्टन्स, दिस वेलॉसिटी इट विल गेट रिड्यूस. सो व्हॉट इज हॅपनिंग हिअर? विथ इन्क्रीज इन टेम्परेचर द velocity is reducing, means resistance to the velocity it is increasing, means the viscosity is increasing, right? Viscosity means it is the resistance to the motion or to the flow. So with temperature increase, the viscosity is increasing, and when we reduce the temperature, again when we reduce the temperature, what will happen? Their whatever the energy they have absorbed, they will release, and their momentum molecular transfer जे आहे ते त्या ठिकाणी काय होईल, molecular moment transfer हे कमी व्हायला लागेल. त्यांची मोमेंटम त्या ठिकाणी कमी होईल, their motion will reduce and their collision will reduce, and when their collision will reduce, the velocity will increase. Okay, so velocity increase झाली म्हणजेच काय, या ठिकाणी viscosity कमी झाली. ठीक आहे. So with decrease in temperature, viscosity will also decrease, and with increase in temperature, viscosity will increase. So that happens in case of the gases. So here we can write, with decrease in temperature, viscosity will decrease, and with increase in temperature, the viscosity will increase. So this relationship we have shown here in the form of table. So you can prepare the table here like this, and so that you can easily understand the concept whenever you want to recall this during the examination period also. Okay, so prepare the small table like this for your quick understanding the concept, quick revision, or you have to read all these things. Okay, हे सगळं तुम्हाला वाचत बसावं लागेल. हे फक्त ध्यानात ठेवा. आणि जर या ठिकाणी प्रश्न विचारला, explain the variation of viscosity with temperature in case of liquids and in case of gases, हा टेबल जर आपल्याला माहित असेल, then just you have to remember these two words. हा टेबल आपल्याला माहित आहे, म्हणजे हा टेम्परेचर डिक्रीज झाल्यानंतर याच्यामध्ये विस्कोसिटी वाढते इन केस ऑफ गॅसेस. मग हे कशामुळे वाढते? तर त्याचं कारण आहे कोहेसिव्ह फोर्स, राईट. आणि याच्यामध्ये कमी होते, कशामुळे कमी होते? तर त्याचं कारण आहे मॉलिक्युलर मोमेंटम ट्रान्सफर. हे दोन शब्द आणि हा टेबल हा फक्त आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी माहित पाहिजे. यू कॅन राईट डाऊन दिस एक्सप्लेनेशन completely in your own language. Okay, do it fast. Yes, anyone having doubt? Yes, is there any doubt? Has everyone understood this concept, variation of viscosity with temperature?
सर एक बार रिपीट करता का?
Sanket, your voice is not audible. Please type your what you want to say. Type in chat box. Your voice is not reachable.
सर जरा लेट जॉईन झालोय, रिपीट करता का?
Okay, I will repeat it. But before that, let me know from your side why you have joined late. What is that reason?
इंटरनेट इश्यू होता.
Internet issue was there. Okay, no problem. So I will repeat once again. See here. Yes, this table is there, and in this table, I have mentioned, I have put here the relation of viscosity of the liquids and gases with temperature. Okay, in case of gases, in case of liquids, see here, in case of liquids, this is the temperature column, this is the liquid, and this is the gases viscosity. Okay, temperature decrease झालं तर viscosity of the liquid increases. If the temperature increases, then viscosity of the liquids decreases. Okay, now I will explain you why this will happen in case of liquids with our day-to-day life example. You might have seen, तुम्ही बघितलं असेल, आपण थंडीच्या दिवसामध्ये जे आपलं ऑइल असतं, कोकोनट ऑइल वगैरे, ते काय होतं, आळून बसतं, बरोबर आहे का, बाटलीमध्ये वगैरे, किंवा काढलं तरी आपण ते सेमी सॉलिड स्टेटमध्ये असतं. सो याच्यावरून आपल्याला काय लक्षात येतं, आणि ते आपण ऑइल जर टेबलवरती ठेवलं तर ते फ्लो होत नाही, बरोबर आहे. म्हणजेच काय, या ठिकाणी रेजिस्टन्स वाढलाय, रेजिस्टन्स टू द मोशन, रेजिस्टन्स टू द फ्लो हा त्या ठिकाणी वाढलेला आहे, बरोबर आहे. म्हणजेच काय वाढले त्या ठिकाणी, विस्कोसिटी वाढली. व्हॉट इज विस्कोसिटी? विस्कोसिटी इज नथिंग बट इट इज द रेजिस्टन्स टू द फ्लो, तो त्या ठिकाणी वाढलेला असेल. मग विस्कोसिटी वाढली, कधी वाढली, ज्यावेळेस टेम्परेचर कमी होतं त्यावेळेस ते काय होते, विस्कोसिटी वाढते. सो इन केस ऑफ लिक्विड्स, विस्कोसिटी इंक्रीजेस विथ डिक्रीज इन टेम्परेचर. ज्यावेळेस आपण ह्याला गरम करतो, हे तेल आपण जे तळलेलं गरम करतो, म्हणजेच काय करतो आपण, टेम्परेचर वाढवतो. टेम्परेचर वाढवल्यानंतर त्या ठिकाणी काय होतं, ते घट्ट जे ऑइल आहे ते परत त्या ठिकाणी लिक्विड होतं, आणि ते इझिली त्या ठिकाणी फ्लो होऊ शकतं. इझिली फ्लो होतं म्हणजेच काय, त्याची विस्कॉसिटी काय झाली, कमी झाली, बरोबर आहे. टेम्परेचर वाढवलं, विस्कॉसिटी त्या ठिकाणी कमी झाली. सो दिस इज द रिलेशन बिटवीन विस्कॉसिटी अँड टेम्परेचर ऑफ द लिक्विड्स. ओके, त्या लिक्विडची जी विस्कॉसिटी त्याचं आणि टेम्परेचरचं रिलेशन. बट इन केस ऑफ गॅसेस व्हॉट हॅपन्स, गॅसेसमध्ये विस्कॉसिटी म्हणजे काय, हाऊ दिस विस्कॉसिटी हॅपन्स, इट हॅपन्स बिकॉज ऑफ दिस मॉलिक्युलर मुवमेंट ट्रान्सफर. गॅसेसच्या याच्यामध्ये कोहेसिव्ह फोर्स हा नसतो त्या ठिकाणी, कारण गॅसेस पार्टिकल हे खूप अंतरावरती त्या ठिकाणी सेपरेटेड असतात. दे आर नॉट कनेक्टेड टू इच अदर अँड दे कोलाइड ऑन इच अदर. एकमेकांवरती ते कोलिजन करत असतात, अँड दे ट्रान्सफर देअर मोमेंटम फ्रॉम वन पार्टिकल टू द अनदर पार्टिकल बाय कोलिजन. ओके, तर त्या ठिकाणी मोमेंटम ट्रान्सफर होत असतं. बट हिअर नाव व्हेन वी हीट, नाव सपोज दिस इज अ वन pipe is there, pipeline is there, and some gas is flowing from this direction to this direction. Okay, that direction मध्ये हा gas flow होतो. There is certain velocity, but when we heat this gas, we increase the temperature. What is going to happen? These gaseous molecules, they will absorb this heat. Okay, gaseous molecule त्या ठिकाणी गरम होतील आणि they will absorb the heat, and when they will absorb the heat, their momentum increases. Okay, त्याचं momentum काय होतं त्या ठिकाणी वाढतं. Their collision will increase, and that collision, it does not happens in one direction. Okay, it happens in all directions. ते कोणत्याही डायरेक्शन मध्ये त्या ठिकाणी कोलाइड व्हायला चालू होतं. ज्यावेळेस हे पार्टिकल्स, एखादा पार्टिकल्स या डायरेक्शन मध्ये चाललेला आहे, ओके, वन पार्टिकल, गॅस पार्टिकल इज मुव्हिंग इन दिस डायरेक्शन, बट देर इज अनदर पार्टिकल विच इज कमिंग इन दिस डायरेक्शन, आणि ह्या काय करतो, इकडून येऊन ह्याच्यावरती आदळला. सो व्हॉट इज गोइंग टू हॅपन, त्याची रिझल्टंट मोशन काय असेल, यू हॅव लर्न द रिझल्टंट ऑफ द फोर्स in the applied mechanics, right? So its resultant motion will be like this. Okay, जर इकडून येणार ह्याची डायरेक्शन आहे, ह्याची डायरेक्शन आहे, the resultant velocity will be like this. It is not in this direction, and this molecule again it will collide on another particle. Okay, and suppose another particle is moving, coming here, and it is collision on this, then it is going to hinder, it is going to reduce the velocity. So this resistance to the flow, resistance to the velocity is nothing but its viscosity, and it is going to increase with increase in temperature, right? जे टेम्परेचर वाढलं तर त्या ठिकाणी विस्कोसिटी काय होते, वाढते. सो सी हियर, हे हा जो एरो आहे, दिस इज द इन्क्रीज इन टेम्परेचर एरो आहे. सो इन केस ऑफ गॅसेस, विस्कोसिटी increases, it has been denoted by this arrow. And suppose if we reduce the temperature, हे काय केलं आपण, यातलं टेम्परेचर हे कमी केलं आपण. ओके, सो टेम्परेचर आउटसाइड इज लेसर दॅन द इनसाइड टेम्परेचर. व्हॉट इज गोइंग टू हॅपन, हे आतला पण पार्ट त्या ठिकाणी थंड व्हायला लागेल. ओके, बिकॉज ऑफ द ट्रान्सफर ऑफ द हीट बाय कंडक्शन ऑर कन्व्हेक्शन. ओके, हे काय व्हायला लागतं, याचं टेम्परेचर कमी व्हायला लागेल. जसं टेम्परेचर कमी होईल, याची हीट कमी होईल आणि याचं कोलिजन जे आहे, एक पार्टिकल दुसऱ्या पार्टिकलवरती होणारा जो कोलिजन जो आहे, तो कोलिजन पण त्या ठिकाणी काय होईल, कमी होईल. त्याचं मोमेंटम कमी झालेलं असणार आहे, बरोबर आहे. सो मोमेंटम कमी झाल्यामुळे कोलिजन पण कमी होईल, म्हणजेच काय होईल, रेजिस्टन्स कमी होईल. रेजिस्टन्स कमी झाला म्हणजेच काय, व्हॉट इज देअर, विस्कॉसिटी कमी झाली अँड व्हेलॉसिटी विल इन्क्रीज, याची व्हेलॉसिटी वाढेल. म्हणजेच काय, विस्कॉसिटी या ठिकाणी कमी. म्हणजेच काय, टेम्परेचर जर या ठिकाणी कमी झालं तर विस्कॉसिटी पण या ठिकाणी कमी होती. सो डिक्रीज इन टेम्परेचर विल रिड्यूस द विस्कॉसिटी इन केस ऑफ gases. Okay, so this is the explanation for this. So write down the title and prepare the table like this: temperature, then liquid viscosity and gaseous viscosity, and show that there with the arrows. Then for the liquids, there is one formula how to find out the viscosity of any liquid with temperature, at any temperature. Okay, when we deal with the, most of the times where we deal with the liquids, so as we are swimming, we generally deal with the liquid as a water. So, and when we want to find out the viscosity of the liquids at any temperature, at that time we have to use this formula. Okay, what is this formula? Mu is equal to mu 0 1 upon 1 plus alpha t plus beta t square. Okay, so what is this values? So जे ह्याचे व्हॅल्यू आहेत ह्या स्टँडर्ड व्हॅल्यू आहेत. फॉर एक्झाम्पल mu 0, what is mu 0? It is the viscosity of liquids at here, viscosity of the liquid at 0 degree Celsius, okay, in poise, that is mu 0. So this value is not going to change, this value will be constant. So whenever temperature reaches 0 degree Celsius, the whatever the viscosity will be, that is mu 0, it will be the same. Then alpha and beta, these are the constant again for that particular liquid. Okay, so if you know the viscosity of liquids at 0 degree Celsius, and if you know the constant for that liquid alpha and beta, then you can find out the viscosity of that liquid at any temperature, say 10 degree Celsius or 20 degree Celsius or 30 degree Celsius. That viscosity is going to change because we have seen here now that viscosity of liquids changes with temperature, so it is going to change. Then how to find out the viscosity of the fluid at that particular temperature? To find out the viscosity of the fluid at that temperature, we have to use this formula. Okay, to use this formula you should know the value of mu 0 at viscosity at 0 degree Celsius, and you should know this alpha and beta values. These are the constant for the that particular liquid. Okay, so write down this formula also and these terms. I think you have written this table, so I will rub this table now. I will clear this table. Write down this formula. Is there any doubt? When it is over, then tell me. Is it over? Yes, someone has to respond.
Yes, sir. Oh,
Over, sir.
Okay. Right on the next title, types of the fluids. So fluids can be classified in these different types. Okay, these are the various types of the fluids. You can note down. First one is the ideal fluid. Second one, real fluid. Then Newtonian fluid, non-Newtonian fluid. Then ideal plastic fluid. And you can draw this graph, these curves. I will explain it. Is it over? Don't write down all this definition. Just write down the titles and this graph. Okay, let us see now what are the various types of the fluids here. It is written here the ideal fluid, then real fluid. So ideal fluid, from its name itself, you might have got some idea that ideal fluid is an ideal in nature. It is not a fluid which is available in nature. Okay, it is an ideal concept. So what is the definition of ideal fluid? The fluid which is incompressible and is having no viscosity. Okay, this word is very important in case of the ideal fluid. The ideal fluid do not have or do not possess the viscosity. Okay, the fluid in which the value of mu is equal to 0. Okay, these fluids, they are called as the ideal fluid and they are incompressible. So in case of gases, if you consider, if you case the gases having very low viscosity at room temperature, or water, if you consider water is also having very low viscosity. So we can consider water as an ideal fluid, but it will have some viscosity. So it will not be a good to say it is an ideal fluid. Okay. So in nature, it is not, there is not a single example of the fluid which is having viscosity 0, exactly 0. Okay, it will possess some viscosity. Okay, gases are somewhat compressible in nature, but here we are talking about the incompressible fluids, means generally liquids. All liquids are incompressible in nature. So all types of liquids which possess the viscosity 0 or which have no viscosity, such kinds of liquids can be considered as ideal fluid. Okay, and what is a real fluid? Okay, let us read here. Ideal fluid is an only imaginary fluid. Okay, it is not in existence in nature. It is an imaginary fluid. So the fluids, all the fluids which exist in nature, they possess some viscosity. Then real fluid. Real fluid means all types of fluids which are available in nature and which possess some network fluctuation is there. Yes. So what is a real fluid? Real fluid is the fluid. 1 minute. Yes, I'm audible. Real fluid is the fluid which possesses some, at least some viscosity, and it is not equal to 0. So all types of fluids which are existing in nature, they are called as the real fluid. Okay. Then comes the non-Newtonian fluid and Newtonian fluid. So now here on the graph, you can see here the ideal fluid. Where is the ideal fluid? This is. So here on the graph, you can see on the x-axis there is a velocity gradient. On y-axis there is a shear stress tau. Right. In case of ideal fluid, just now we have seen that ideal fluid does not have the viscosity, means mu is equal to 0. Right. So when mu is equal to 0, then what is going to happen to the shear stress tau? We have the relation tau is equal to mu into du by dy. Right. When mu will become 0, then tau will become 0, means shear stress will become 0. So because of that, for the ideal fluid, velocity gradient, the shear stress will be 0, and this curve, it will be on the same x-axis. Okay. So because of that, ideal fluid will be here on this axis. It will deform continuously, but shear stress will not be there. Okay, shear stress will be 0. In opposite to this, there is a solid, ideal solids. So there will not be any kind of shear deformation. Okay, even though any number of shear stress, any amount of shear stress, if you put on that particular solid, it will not deform slightly also. Okay, and that represents the ideal solids. So ideal solid also, I think it is an imaginary concept, but because if you see any kind of solids and if you apply the shear stress on it, it is going to deform somewhat. There will be somewhat deformation. So because of that, this curve, it will not be observed like this for any solids. Is the screen not visible to you? Yes. स्क्रीन दिसते का सगळ्यांना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ओके, याच्या आधी दिसत नव्हती का? 1-2 मिनिटापूर्वी?
No, sir, he is visible.
Rishikesh has put that he is unable to see. Rishikesh, you have to pin करा त्या ठिकाणी जिथं माझं नाव दिसते ना, ह्याच्यामध्ये तुमचं पार्टिसिपेंट मध्ये गेल्यानंतर तिथे गेल्यानंतर तुम्ही पिन करा म्हणजे
दिसते आता.
हा दिसेल. So this was about ideal fluid and ideal solids. Then real fluid, they will possess viscosity, and all types of the fluids are real fluid, and all fluids, they may come either they may be Newtonian fluid or they may be non-Newtonian fluid. या दोन्हीपैकी एका कॅटेगरीमध्ये ते असतील. Okay, all types of real fluids, They may be either Newtonian fluid or they may be non-Newtonian fluid. And we have learned what is real fluid and what is Newtonian fluid and non-Newtonian fluid. What is Newtonian fluid? The fluid which obeys the Newton's law of viscosity, or the fluid in which the shear stress is directly proportional to rate of shear strain. That fluids are called as the Newtonian fluid. So for the Newtonian fluid, you can see the graph is originating from the origin, starting from the origin, and it is a straight line curve. Okay, a straight line आपल्याला ग्राफ या ठिकाणी पाहायला कारण त्याच्यामध्ये shear stress it is directly proportional to velocity gradient du by dy. त्याच्यामुळे आपल्याला हा म्हणजे जेवढा shear stress वाढेल तेवढ्याचं डिफॉर्मेशन पण वाढत जाईल. ओके, सो दॅट इज द न्यूटन फ्लुइड. अँड नॉन न्यूटन फ्लुइड मध्ये काय होतं, दे आर नॉट डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू इच अदर. ओके, म्हणजे थोडा जरी त्या ठिकाणी shear स्ट्रेस वाढला तर डिफॉर्मेशन जास्त होईल किंवा जास्त आपल्याला स्ट्रेस त्या ठिकाणी लागेल to create the small deformation. The curve is not a straight line curve, it is a somewhat non-linear curve. Okay. And what are the examples of Newtonian fluid and non-Newtonian fluid? In case of Newtonian fluid, we have the examples like water, then oil, then alcohol. You can write down these examples. These are the examples of Newtonian fluid. Okay. And in case of non-Newtonian fluid, what are the examples? Slurry, then gel, then pastes. These are the examples of non-Newtonian fluid. Okay, you can note down these examples here. These are not there on the slides. Water, oil, alcohol, gasoline, petrol. Oil means petrol, diesel, like that. Alcohol. These are the examples of Newtonian fluid. Slurry, gel, pastes. These are the examples of non-Newtonian fluid. Then comes the ideal plastic fluid. So what is ideal plastic fluid? The fluid in which shear stress is more than yield. Okay, जसं हा आयडियल फ्लुइड न्यूटोनियन फ्लुइडचा ग्राफ कुठून सुरू झालाय, 0 मधून. म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस आपण त्या ठिकाणी शियर स्ट्रेस काहीच नव्हतं, 0 होतं, त्यावेळेस डिफॉर्मेशन पण 0 होतं, बरोबर आहे. बट इन केस ऑफ आयडियल प्लास्टिक फ्लुइड, सो वी विल रिक्वायर some amount of stress to create small amount of deformation. Okay, it will be somewhat more having more resistance or more stress. This fluid, plastic fluid, will have more stress, so we will require more shear stress to create the shear deformation, rate of shear deformation. So it is also straight line curve like Newtonian curve. The difference is that initial this much more stress is required to create the deformation. Okay, unit deformation. To create that unit deformation, we will require this much shear stress. Okay, so these are the different types of fluids that we have seen right now. Let us move toward the next point. Now here we are going to solve the problems based upon this viscosity. In viscosity, we have studied various things, definition, then we have seen the unit of dynamic viscosity, then we saw the kinematic viscosity, then its unit, then we saw the variation of viscosity with temperature for the liquids and for the gases, then we saw these types of the fluids. Okay, and now here we are going to solve the problems. So there are basically 3 varieties of problem, 3 different categories of problems that will come across this viscosity. So we will see this first kind of type of problems here, and then we will see the next next type of problems in the next lecture. So let us solve the problem. These are the very basic simple problems initially I am taking, so that your concept will be more clear about the viscosity. Write down the title problem. At a point in a layer, at a point in a layer of fluid, in a layer of fluid, shear stress is 6 6 Newton per meter square. 6 Newton per meter square, and velocity gradient is 0.2 meter per second per meter. Now, if you look at the unit, this unit can be written like this or in other way also. Why it is written like this, meter per second per meter? Because du by dy is the velocity gradient. So du is nothing but it is the velocity. Velocity has the unit meter per second, and in denominator there is a distance. Again, it is meter. So meter second per meter. It is written like this. Okay. Velocity gradient is 0.2 meter second per meter. Full stop. Calculate coefficient of viscosity. Calculate coefficient of viscosity. So what we have to calculate here? We have to calculate coefficient of viscosity, means mu we have to calculate. So first of all, I have told you the steps to solve any type of problem. First of all, you have to write down the given things. Okay. First of all, write down the given thing. What is given in the problem? Shear stress is given. Means what is given? Tau is given. Tau is equal to 6 Newton per meter square. Then velocity gradient is given. What is velocity gradient? It is du by dy is equal to 0.2 meter per second per meter. So whenever we are writing here, we have to look at the unit, whether it is SI unit or not. So convert that other kind of unit into the SI unit. Now here it is not required, it is not necessary. Already units are in SI system. After writing given things, now next, what we have to calculate? It is mu. So now here we have to think about the formula in which this mu is there, tau is there, and du by dy is there. Okay. Is there any such kind of formula? Yes, it is tau equal to mu into du by dy. This is the formula, right? So rearrange this formula. Mu is equal to, take this du by dy or dv by dy on the LHS left hand side, and you will get the equation as mu is equal to tau divided by du by dy. Put that values of tau and du by dy in the equation, and you will get the value of mu. It has come 30 Newton second per meter square. Okay. Have everyone solved this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next write down second problem. A liquid has dynamic viscosity. A liquid has dynamic viscosity of 0.01 poids, 0.01 poids, and specific mass, that is mass density, and mass density is 1594 kg per meter cube. Kg per meter cube. Full stop. Calculate kinematic viscosity. Calculate kinematic viscosity. So you have to solve this problem. I will instruct you. I will give the instructions or hints. You have to solve the problem. Okay. Write down the given things first. Dynamic viscosity means mu is given. Mu is given, but unit is poise. Mu is equal to 0.01 twice. How to convert that twice to Newton second per meter square? So, multiply
1/10.
1/10, right? So it will become 0.001 Newton second per meter square. Next, what is given? Mass density, that is rho, is given 1594 kg per meter cube. Okay, what we have to calculate? Kinematic viscosity. What is the notation for kinematic viscosity? It is nu, right? Now, how to find out this? What are the formulas that we know about this nu? Can anyone tell me what is the formula of nu?
Mu upon rho.
It is mu upon rho. Correct.
Viscosity.
Then put these values. These values are already given here: 0.001 and 1594 equal to. You will get the answer. So what is the answer? Also tell the unit. Yes, who will tell me the answer? Are you doing the calculation? Are you getting this answer? (6.27 into 10 to the power minus 7) or not?
6.2735.
Okay, 6.273 into 10 to the power.
-7.
-7.
Okay, correct. Unit meter square per second. This is the answer. So time is about to finish. I will take your attendance. Then we will stop.